I just want to thank ESPN for including us in this marathon event. I think it's terrific for college basketball. It brings together some tremendous matchups that ordinarily wouldn't happen, and today was just an example of that. We were very, very fortunate to get a win today against an outstanding program that has been excellent for so long and has been one of the standards in college basketball. I didn't think we played our best basketball, but fortunately we were able to come up with enough plays at the end of the game to get us back into the game, and then in overtime to get a win. It wasn't a work of art, but I told our guys in the locker room, I thought, if we could just hang in there, we'd make our own breaks, and I thought we were able to do that.
Questions?
Coach, can you just take us through the last 10 seconds there from, missing the shot? Did you think SIU maybe has the ball? Did you see him call timeout, or did you just, was it a
The
shot
referee was right in front of me, and he called it. So I was blocked on the play. I didn't see the player. I knew there was a bunch of bodies around it, and the referee was right in front of our bench and called the timeout. So I just assumed that was, but I didn't get a clean look at the play. Did thought we had some makeable shots in those 10 seconds, and just didn't really come away with it. We were just fortunate enough to come back and make the free throw.
What was the explanation that the refs gave you?
I didn't really get one, other than that it was excessive timeouts and it was a technical foul.
Can you talk about the effectiveness of your zone second half?
Yeah, I thought, we were on our heels a little bit. We got in early foul trouble. Southern Illinois was very effective in getting the ball in and around the rim in the early portion of the game. And on the perimeter, they were able to penetrate our man defense through curls and dribble penetration. So when we got into foul trouble, we went to a little bit of a smaller lineup and just trying to settle us down and keep the ball out of the middle, because I think Eugene Teague was really kind of establishing himself. And it was effective for us, and it generated some quick offense for us, which we needed, because we were a little bit dead in the water there for a minute. Didn't have good flow on the offensive end, but our defense generated some offense, and it got us going.
Talk about how much faith did you have in Chason Allen? What with him down the stretch?
Yeah, and Chase will admit it wasn't his best game, and people have seen him play, know what a terrific player he is, and how much we depend on him to do everything from bring the ball up to rebound for us, to play post defense, perimeter defense, assists, steals, you name it. We need him, and Chase didn't have his legs early on, but he had a spurt there where he really kind of put us on his back and carried us, and then at the end of the game made a huge free throw to seal the victory.
Coach, what did you tell the team going into the overtime period?
Just that I didn't know that they wanted 5 more minutes of exposure on ESPN. we don't get on that often, but our guys seem to enjoy that, so we wanted to play 5 more. Just try to bring a little bit levity to the situation. But our team was there. We were tired. It was kind of like a heavyweight boxing match. I think both teams were fatigued to play that hard this early in the season, in front of a tremendous college environment, tremendous crowd. My hat's off to Southern Illinois for putting on a great event and really building the excitement for this event. And our guys just hung in there and were able to survive the 5 extra minutes.
Did you guys put an emphasis on stopping Carlton Fay? He was scoreless in the first half.
I think these guys will tell you in our tape preparation, he was the highlight. He's a terrific player. I know he's going to have a great year this year. He's very dynamic. They can move him all around the floor, inside and outside, and we made extra effort to know where he was at all times.
Along that same line, Jack Crowder was scoreless in the second half. What adjustments did you make? Was that a plan coming out of the break?
At then, a lot of our man-to-man stuff we went away from, and we just tried to get some energy and activity and active hands out of our zone, and we extended it a little bit to try to utilize some quickness. And at that point, our biggest concern was really rebounding the basketball, that we had to gang rebound because we were very small and extended.
Chase, how'd you keep yourself in the ball game? Because you had the 4 fouls, you didn't have any points until the second half. And down the stretch, you really stepped up big. Was there something Coach Coen said to you, or what was it like watching your team on the bench, knowing you hadn't made an impact until then?
Yeah, it started off with early foul trouble. The guys off the bench, Alex Harris and John Lee, came in and gave great effort and energy off the bench, which helped us get to that point. And coaches just told me keep my head in the game, stay ready. So that's what I did.
You talk about going to the free throw line, putting that miss out of your head, and then going in there and shooting with nobody around you all of a sudden.
Right. In front of all that crowd, it was difficult, but my coaches and players had faith in me, so I stepped up to the line and hit it.
Coach, were you surprised by the number of turnovers, especially in the second half that SIU committed, and the number of turnovers you guys were able to force too?
Yeah, I mean, we were hopeful that our zone would kind of cause those type of problems because we do have some quickness and we do have some length. We were hoping that maybe we'd be able to get into a little bit of some of the passing lanes rather than sit on the block and kind of slug it out with the big bodies. And we were fortunate enough to get some tips on the ball and get some runouts. So I think that defense was effective for us.
Other questions?
Joel, you had a career high 19 points, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. And did you feel like you needed to help up and step up the scoring because Jason had any points for one time?
Like Coach said, this summer he brought us up, and after last year's group left, they had a bunch of load up the scoring last year, so he told me, get in the gym, be aggressive, we're going to need you, Chase needs help. And what I did, I was aggressive and tried to just help my team out. That's okay.
How much did you feel like, playing that close game in the opener helped you guys with this situation, going into overtime?
Great question. I think that helped a lot because that's a cross-town rivalry and the juices were flowing. It was fortunate that it was home and we gained some confidence in ourselves, and I think that confidence carried over today when we got in a similar type situation.
Anything else, guys?
Thank you very much.